Coming off another disappointing home loss to a good football team, I'll say that they did a nice job. They played hard, were hungry, and just coming off that ball game, and for as many little things as we had go wrong, however you want to call it, for all the penalties we had offensively, I think we had 3 on defense and way too many on offense. I could at least count them on defense. 2 of them were just, a guy lining off sides, barely. Just with everything, that was done in that game, to maybe lose the game and shoot ourselves in the foot. At the end of the game, we had a chance to win the football game, but we didn't pull it out. And, in the past, we found ways of getting that done. We didn't get it done Saturday. Your luck starts to run out a little bit, and for whatever reason, we know there's reasons out there. So, we closed that last night. We're heading on to Clemson, maybe the best football team we played this year. I shouldn't say maybe, they are. They're 315 across the line on their defensive line. They got some big dudes. They're athletic. Bunch of first-rounders on defense and offense. I think their offensive line is probably the best offensive line I've seen this year without a question. Matter of fact, someone asked me last week, one of your reporters, who was the best offensive line, and I gave it to him, and I meant to text him. I forget who it was, EJ, about what the best offensive line. I gave him 2, but if I had his number, if I remember who the heck it was, I'd give him back a call back and say, this is it. These guys are big, fast, physical. Our D tackles better hang in there, because these dudes are going to double team you and try to hang you on the goalpost up front. Their tailback, Phil Maffa, he plays 90% of the time. He's 230 pounds. Very similar to the tailback at North Carolina. He's athletic, he's physical, and they like to run the ball. And obviously, Cade, their quarterback, is really good too. So, they're winning for a reason, and we got a really good football team that we've got to be well prepared for coming in this weekend.
With your offense, you've reshuffled the offensive line. You've seen both quarterbacks, by choice or by not. You've seen both quarterbacks. You've got receivers. You've done a lot of things sort of personnel-wise. What is sort of still on the table for you for adjustments and changes to try and improve it going forward?
We're going to find out if you could play wide out this week, maybe. You think he could? Can't catch. Hey, that's what you do in college football. We can't go get a free agent. You deal with what you have to deal with, and you try to juggle and try to put the best 11 players on the field offensively and defensively and special teams. But you move around and you try to get the best fit. And, we'll try to get the best 11 players on the field next week. That's our job. It's not easy sometimes. But the first thing we got to do is make sure we don't shoot ourselves in the foot offensively. That's what it comes down to. We had way too many first and 15s, second and 15s. And you talk about, I think someone mentioned it maybe the last couple of weeks, third down. It's hard to convert third and longs, period. I don't care who you are. When you talk about a third down conversion, okay, go back and look and see where we are, third and short, third medium, third and long, probably a better indication. EJ and his gang, they don't break that down on game day. But, third line long, if you're in a bunch of third and longs, and when you start off first and 15, you got to get 15 to get a first down. You make it hard on the quarterback. You make it hard on everybody. And you make it hard on the O-line because, people are thinking, obviously, you're going to have to pass it a little bit. So, we got to make sure that we only need 10 yards every first time we touch the ball.
How do you get through to your players to have that focus? Like, what do you use?
We haven't done that all year, so it's attention to detail. It's focus. Was there a reason? I don't know how you couldn't be focused. Did we think we were way better than them? Something I have no idea. I can't imagine after coming off a loss at SMU that you'd not be locked in, focused. Okay, but it's got to be there, and that's our coach's job. That's my job to make sure they're focused. So I blame it on me.
You made some big adjustments to the offensive line. Were you happy with it? You going to stay the way it is?
I don't know, Jerry. I guess. Are we going to stay with it? We'll figure that out. Was I happy with it? Some things I was happy, sometimes I wasn't. We certainly got to do a better job. And, I think you get better by reps. And, you look at Isaiah Montgomery, his first start. We saw what Terrence Enos, his first start, looked like at Notre Dame, a year ago. When you look at just guys playing in their first ball game and getting their feet wet. So you knew it wasn't going to be a perfect day. He did some good things. I mean, I think one of the 1 sacks he gave up, we had a chip, and Gavin comes down and clips the guy, and the guy gets a sack. We just, it's like you're thinking you're trying to help him. Maybe we hurt him, but he was getting chip help there. But overall, there were some good things. But I think there's growing pains whenever you make that move. Part of the thought process was, taking Ryan Baer. Are we moving from right to left? Are we hurting Ryan Baer? There's all those like, okay, now the right tackle is broken and the left tackle is broken. So those are all conversations you have, and you're just trying to put the best 11 guys on the field at one time. Which nobody would get hurt. That would make it a lot easier.
Talking past about how Eli learns every week. What are the lessons that you wanted to take away from this game?
I thought he made some really good decisions. Coach Bell thought he made. I think you guys talked to Coach Bell later in the week here, but Eli made some good decisions. Just didn't throw the ball as well as we want him to. It wasn't very accurate. A couple of times over the middle, wasn't as accurate as he's been. But as far as his decision making and putting the ball where it was supposed to go, he did that more often than not.
And how have you seen Nate react over the course of the year to not being starter? What has he worked on? How has he improved if he gets that next opportunity?
Nate, we've had a lot of confidence in Nate. Obviously, he doesn't get the reps. So anytime you get put in that position at the end of the game, you feel bad for him because he doesn't get the reps, and I don't think that's a fair, exam on who Nate Yarnell is. And I think if he's ever to get a start again, I think if he was able to get starting reps, that you'd see a different guy. But he's done a great job hanging in there. Obviously, those two picks in the second half you're not happy with. And you talk about Eli in the first half. Up until the point where he gets hurt, though, we're moving the ball and he's he's protecting the ball. I mean, so you give that to Eli. And that's kind of why he won that starting job, is protecting the ball and keeping it from the other team. So he's made, when you think about that, he's done a nice job as far as, for the most part, of not taking chances and being smart with the football.
Pat, do you anticipate Eli playing Saturday? It's not an injury question. I'm just,
I could anticipate everybody playing Saturday except Branson Taylor. So we won't see Branson.
Should I listen to your show Wednesday night?
Depends on what Chris Hanks tells me. Our doctors make all those decisions. So I wish I could tell you. I don't even go down to the training room, to see. I stay out of the training room. It's not my job. My job is to coach football, let our trainers in the best medical care in the country take care of, if you can sneak down to the training room, you might find out. Well, go see Hanks. You got to build a relationship with Hanks.
Pat, this is sort of a big picture question. When you look at the ACC, you guys don't have anybody inside the top 10 as a league. Part of that's because you're beating each other, right? I mean, it's a good league. Do you worry that the preseason perception was, look at the Big Ten and the SEC, they've got all this, and if you look at the rankings, they're near the top. Is there worry that the ACC, the parity, has almost been a bad thing for the league? I
think this, and I'll say it again, that the ACC from top to bottom is the best conference out there. I really believe that. I think every weekend, anybody can beat anybody. I mean, that Virginia football team was a good team. They got their whole entire offensive line back. They were down 3 guys. They weren't out for the year. Those are all, I think the ACC is top to bottom is really good. And, yeah, it hurts when you're beating each other up. No question about it.
You feel like you guys the league is being deemed a little bit more for losses as opposed to maybe what you see other conference?
Probably, and I don't go evaluate it, but, the disrespect is there preseason. I'm sure it's there midseason.
With the quarterback, you said Eli's making good decisions. He's been hit quite a bit at this point. Do you see any change in his demeanor in terms of maybe first read's not there, I'm just going to try to make a play with my legs as opposed to making progressions? Sometimes.
I mean, I think he's going through some, you can watch his eyes and what he's doing there. And again, he's been under pressure. We've seen that. So. I think that's obvious, but obviously, when he got dinged up, it was on a run, and he's trying to slide, and it's a targeting. You wish he'd just dive and go get it, and just get. Sometimes everybody thinks that sliding is the best thing to do. Sometimes, you're taking unnecessary hits if you just freaking go. And at times, and then he's slowing down, which makes it even harder, I think. So.
What have you seen from Clemson? What makes them a different team than you've seen in the past?
Well. what makes them different, I don't know if it's been much different. They've been talented since I've been here, right? I mean, this is going to be our 5th time playing them. We played them 4 previous times already. Once in a championship game, they're talented. I mean, nothing's different. They got a bunch of 4- and 5-star players. They got the best of the best, and if they've had the best for a long, long time. They've been the measuring stick as far as ACC football for many years, and Dabo does a great job.
I think Rodney Hammond's played 4 games this season, didn't play on Saturday. Is there consideration for him taking a red shirt coming back another year?
Yeah, there is. There's certainly, we had planned that, as far as just making sure we didn't waste a year, so we'll see how the whole thing goes. But we're not just going to put him in there just to put him in there.
Pat, did you hear from the ACC about that? You said after the game, maybe we'll hear from the ACC Monday or Tuesday about that.
Yeah.
Call.
I have heard, and again, you guys know, I'm not going to talk about officiating. I'm going to be smart, and I'm not going to say a word. But you guys all watch the tape. That's probably all I need to watch.
Was the explanation to your satisfaction?
You watch the videotape. That's all that needs to be said. I'm not allowed to say anything about what I heard or said or was told. Not happy.
At senior day, what has this group meant to you? That the ones that have been through a lot of different experiences here.
Yeah, I forgot about that, Jeff. I'm glad you brought that up. Senior day every year matters. I talked to our team last night just about playing for our seniors again. Going out there. All those seniors, all these guys that sit in the front row. Love each and every one of them. I don't care if they've been here just for 6 months, 3 months. I mean, you build a relationship with these guys every day. See them every morning. Good morning every morning. The relationship we got with our players is primary. And want to see them all go out on top. Number one, we'll have a nice senior evening Friday night before the game, and have all the parents in there. So it's a special night. It's a special day. So I can't say enough about these seniors and their leadership, and just need to finish the season strong. Need their leadership.
What was the demeanor of the guys last night?
Like normal. Like when you tell your wife you're going to be home for dinner, Jerry, and she gets mad at you because you're like 2 hours late. I know you do that all the time.
Way beyond that.
Huh?
She's way beyond that.
So she doesn't care about you anymore. No, obviously they're down. Just like they were the week before. No different. The same as they were the week. Nobody likes to take one in the chin, take a loss, and they're down, and they should be. But they were great walking out of here last night. And that's the most important thing.
I remember you saying after the Cincinnati game when they got down, there was this confidence on the sideline. The guys just knew they were going to win. Now, after the way the last 2 games have gone, and really even Syracuse and Cal a little bit with the way the offense is played, are you concerned about some of the confidence waning? Are you seeing some of the confidence?
No, I'm not concerned about the confidence. There was confidence there in the fourth quarter. I mean, Nate Yardwell walked by me and said, "Don't worry, Coach, we're going to win the game." So, there's confidence, there's swag on the sideline. I think that's probably what makes it more disappointing is our defense gets a stop and we're going to, everybody's like, we're going to go down and score. Okay, and then we throw a pick, and then defense goes out there. We give up a first down. We have a little execution issue on defense that wasn't, we should have got, we had 2 first downs there. We should have got the ball back again, which again is what we call a 4-minute drill, and we can't have 1 of 11 not doing their job. But it wasn't a real real good play there. But but I believe our kids have confidence. I think they thought they're going to pull it out, and I think that's when you're in the last 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and you go, okay, here it is. Here we go again. That the kids had confidence without a question. That's what That's what crushes you. That's what's like it's that you didn't get it done. So that hurts. You take back the SMU. Our kids didn't quit in that game, but that was going to be a tough comeback. That was that wasn't what this weekend was.
Are they still? Is Clemson still sort of the? You can still consider them sort of the gold standard for the conference?
I do, because of the consistency over a period of time. I mean, Florida State can go, win one. Pitt can go win one. We've been there, twice in the last 9 years. A lot of people haven't been there that many times, and I think I said back in the summer, 3 teams, Florida State, Clemson, and Pitt, have won it in the last 13 years, 14 years. But when you think about Clemson, they've done it over and over. They might have a bad year here or there, but historically, Dabo's done the best job, and You know, that's plain and simple. I mean, the numbers will tell you that.
Does that get the attention of the kids in your room? You know, I mean, look, I know I'm not saying you don't have respect for every opponent. Obviously you do, but some names stand out more than others.
Yeah,
sometimes.
no doubt about it. I mean, if last week didn't get their motor going, I sure hope, you know, everybody has the ambitions of playing in the National Football League. Like, you want to go, we'll see what you got against Clemson. You know, let's see you play your best game here. If you weren't focused for Virginia, which I still, you know, can't imagine you weren't, and I'm not saying anybody was not focused, but if you know they didn't get your focus, I would imagine Clemson will get your focus when you put the tape on.
Anything additional? Anyone? Coach, thank you very much.